Hey everybody, how's it going? It's the Daily Shooter, and today I want to talk about constitutional carry states and whether it's just for the residents of that state, or if you are from out of town visiting that state, does it apply to you as well? This channel is proud to be supported by the USCCA. The U.S. Concealed Carry Association helps responsible Americans like you prepare for what happens before, during, and after an act of lawful self-defense. USCCA members get life-saving education, expert training, plus defense liability insurance. These benefits provide more than 500,000 USCCA members with the peace of mind that they deserve. Plus, a USCCA membership is always risk-free with their 100% money-back, bulletproof guarantee. Membership is truly an investment worth exploring. Click the most important link you might click ever down below and activate your U.S. Concealed Carry Association membership now. Now, before we get too far into this, make sure you go into the description box and you click the link for the USCCA and you sign up for their email list, because a lot of times they'll have updates and things like that for reciprocity and CCWs that'll get emailed to you directly, and so you'll always be up to date. Even if you're not going to become a member, at least go in there and put in your email address and see what these emails are, because I get a lot of information from those emails. Now, try and keep in mind that I am not a lawyer. This should not be considered legal advice. Always do your own research, make whatever phone calls you need to before you do anything that could possibly get you in trouble with the law. But this one is kind of a tricky one. I was actually surprised to find out how confused so many people were on this specific topic. So we have constitutional carry now in a lot of different states across the country, meaning that you don't need a permit in order to carry. You can carry the way that it was intended from the very beginning. Concealed carry, no permit. That's fantastic. But the question is, does that only apply to the residents of that state, or does it apply to people who are visiting, people who are out-of-towners? So looking everywhere I could find, I didn't really see too many answers to that question. So what I decided to do was call individual counties and large counties within different states that are constitutional carry states and actually ask somebody at the local sheriff's department what their rule is and what the law is. And so what I found was I had a lot of people that, and again, this is something else that surprised me, I had a lot of people when I called these different sheriff's departments who said, you know what, that's a great question, I don't know. And they would transfer me to somebody else, and that somebody else would say, you know what, I don't know either. Let me go ahead and get you over to my supervisor. And so I actually got transferred, and this applies to everywhere that I called. I called multiple counties in 4 different states and got pretty much the same response each time. The people who were underneath really didn't know if that applied or not. And so I went up the food chain till I got to somebody who could answer the question. And the answer that I got from each of the counties that I called was pretty much exactly the same. I don't see any this is what they told me, okay? I don't see any information to the contrary, so I would assume that it's perfectly legal for people that are visiting from out of state to carry. There's nothing that I can see that's written in the law that says that it's constitutional carry only if you live here. It's just that if you're in Texas or if you're in Montana, and Montana doesn't start until next month with their constitutional carry, but if you're in Montana, you can carry even if you're visiting from Idaho, from California, from Nevada, from wherever, right? You go to visit Montana, you're able to carry. Now, again, it wasn't 100% confirmation from these different sheriff's departments. Each one was still a little bit confused, but still the end answer that I got was, you should be just fine. I told them where I was from. I didn't say that I have a permit, because the permit that I have is actually valid in all the constitutional carry states that are out there right now anyway, so I wouldn't have to worry about it with my permit. But let's just say I bring somebody up with me who doesn't have a permit, right? It's kind of a question for them and a question for you people out there who like to do a lot of traveling, so I didn't mention the permit. And again, the answer was pretty much the same across the board. It seems like it'll be fine because it's not written in the law anywhere that if you're out of town, it's just somehow disqualified. So everybody at the sheriff's departments that I called, and these are again large counties like Gallatin and so forth, said that it should be just fine. Now, I gotta be honest, I hate the fact that there's not, better clarification, a simple yes or no. It is or it isn't legal for people who are visiting to carry. I don't like the fact that there is some confusion, especially when it comes to law enforcement, the people that are supposed to be enforcing these laws not really having a great understanding of what their constitutional carry rules are, because, you know, that could lead to some trouble if you're passing through one county and their understanding of it is different than the county that I called. You know, that could lead to some confusion. But I do like the fact that, again, there was uniformity across the states and the counties that I did call as to, you know, at least what their understanding of it was, which is anywhere in the law, it doesn't seem to be written that non-residents don't get to enjoy the same rights that the citizens do as far as constitutionality of concealed carry goes. So it seems like it is going to be the same across the board. But again, it just lacks that yes or no specific clarity that I would be looking for. So right now, as according to the sheriff's departments that I called, it seems like it would be perfectly fine. If you don't have a permit, you should be okay. However, remember, that's a county by county basis. I'd like to see more clarity on a state level that if I'm going to drive through there, I don't have a permit, the state it is a constitutional carry state, there should be something specifically written in there that says, you know, anybody that's a resident of the United States has a right to conceal carry without a permit in this state. I want to see something a little bit more specific, but at least we have a little bit of knowledge from those people that I called stating that I don't think that they're going to enforce anything as far as permits go, regardless of where you're from. So that's the answer that I got. That's the only answer that I have to give you right now. I know it doesn't give you a ton of clarity, but at least it's a little bit of insight as to what their thought process is. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Don't forget to join the USCCA, because if you find yourself in hot water while you protect yourself or while you're carrying, they're going to be the ones that are going to be there to help you out, get you bailed out. So again, click that link down below, become a member, at least sign up for their email list. You'd be surprised all the great information that you get from their email list. Thank you very much. Take care.